gonna backtrack. And you should have kept my name out your mouth. That's ego, how it all turned out. When you try to use my name for clout, keep on going, give you something you could talk about.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Well, that didn't feel very long at all, did it? And I'm late. But no rest for the weary. You want to know why? We're already back in court. So if the jury can do it, so can I. All right, here we go. We do have tweets flying. I do want to show y'all some stuff that happened before the break too. But for now, let's just get caught up. Okay, 6 minutes ago, we're back. Thank you. Shout out to Inner City Press. All right, hold on. How were these sessions scheduled? This is still the direct examination. Yeah, this is still the direct examination. So I did have to turn one of the lights off. I was starting to get a little headachy. So if the lighting looks different from my earlier video, that's why. And I'm not sorry because I don't work for you. And how am I going to get through this if I have a migraine? You know what I mean? So I think it actually looks better, to be honest. I don't like that blue light. Anyway, so the prosecutors are asking these questions right now. The prosecutors are asking the Punisher the direct examination. This is their witness. So after this, we're going to get Mark Agnifilo. And y'all, I did have the occasion to do a little bit of research on the Punisher in the last, I definitely didn't have 30 minutes. I think I spent half the break making a freaking thumbnail. I did some research on the Punisher, meaning I looked up his Instagram account, and I can tell y'all right off the bat, I do not think the Punisher is only just a little basketball name. Maybe he got the name Punisher from basketball. I mean, maybe that's true, but I think he might have expanded the name Punisher because y'all, I would not suggest going to his Instagram account. I mean, the Instagram account is a little bit more scandalous than even his website. Okay, so trying to stay away from that. Okay, so he's on direct examination. I don't know what Mark Agnifilo is about to ask him, though. It's not his turn yet, though, so we'll see when it gets here. But the feds are still asking their questions. So they're like, okay, so if you recall the last question that was asked about, I guess, an hour ago, how did you end up glitch. Okay, and when I say glitch, I mean me. I'm the one glitching, clearly, because the Twitter's doing what it's supposed to do for once. Okay. So 54 minutes ago, the prosecutor did say, how did you end up recognizing Cassie? And the Punisher said, well, he was a fan of Diddy, and Diddy had a picture of Cassie on his Instagram, but also one day he came in and the TV of the hotel had said something about welcome to the Essex house or whatever, Mr. Combs, Sean Combs. So he put those two together and decided, yeah, this must be Cassie. Even though Diddy would cover his face with a veil of some sort. I don't want to be saying the wrong thing. So somebody tell me the right thing, but he did say like Muslim women wear. And I do know that what that is, what it looks like. And I have had friends that wear that, but I can't remember if it's called burqa or the whole outfit is called a burqa. And then this thing is called niqab, or if there's a niqab, or if there's another different name. But they are calling it a veil on Fox News. That feels more offensive. I don't know. Maybe that's not, I don't know, y'all. I'm really trying my best or whatever. So there's more news on that I do want to show y'all, but let's get caught up. 8 minutes ago, we're back. How were these sessions scheduled? I'd be reached out to at 5 or 7 p.m. for later. Okay, so 5 or 7 o'clock, 5 p.m., 7 p.m. rolls around. He'd get reached out to. By who? I don't know. That's the passive voice. Y'all have if y'all have trouble remembering active voice, passive voice, English rules, it's this right here. If you were being nosy, at the end of it, you would go, by who? That is called passive voice. Here you go. I'd be reached out to at 5 or 7. By who? You know what I mean? They would ask for a sexy scene, but I knew what that meant. It was a code word. Just like model is a new code word. Just like shoot or photo shoot for somebody like the likes of Lena the Plug, for example, it's called a code word. Okay. Are we really just models doing a photo shoot? No. Just like Yeah, maybe you are being hired for a sexy scene, but the sexy scene includes you doing the, you know what, with Cassie and the baby oil. How would it start? The baby oil. Who's surprised? Put a one in the chat if you're not surprised. It starts with baby oil. A sexy atmosphere. Diddy would direct. Excuse me. And so Diddy would start, he started directing at first with just Cassie. Now, I don't know if there's some like explicit details and they were left out or what, but I do want to point out here the prosecution did have a major win in the earlier testimony whenever the guy said after the end he got paid more. Remember the first escort or dancer turned escort named Daniel Phillip? He testified on the first day, the opening statement day. He testified after Officer Israel Flores. Okay, so let's like recall back to him. What he said about this whole thing was if he couldn't, quote, perform because he had dysfunction, you know, down there dysfunction, if he couldn't perform, then he would end up in not getting paid. This guy wrote a whole book on dysfunction. I don't, this is I don't even know. But he said they would ask just for the sexy scene, but I knew what that meant. It would be more. How would it start? A sexy atmosphere. Diddy would direct. How did the direction work? Well, he might say, sit forward or move the camera. Look, camera. All right. We got another mention of camera. Or what would happen, you know, SULE, you know, one time he dropped a stack of money. He said, I like this. Bleep. Ooh. Okay. Now, we've been talking a lot about the elements of the RICO charge, the racketeering enterprise, so-called. But now, you know, there's other crimes got to be proven, innocent till proven, you know. So another crime is the interstate transportation for the purpose of stitution. What is stitution? For a commercial purpose. So you have to have the commercial purpose. Well, if Diddy is enjoying the SUL activity and he throws down a stack of cash and says, oh, I like this. It seems like a commercial purpose to me. This is going to be used in that way if you ask me. How much baby oil did you use? He said, a lot. We were supposed to be glistening as much as possible. How long would these last? 4 hours, a lot of waiting, maybe 40 minutes or so. I was supposed to complete the mission on a specific coordinate, if you know what I mean. Let's see if there's more updates. Hang on. Let it finish. All right. A lot. We were supposed to be glistening. Then what? Well, then she would leave with Diddy. 10 or 15 minutes would go by. She would come back in a bathrobe and pay me $2,000 or $1,200 cash. What the hell? Did you think Miss Ventura was enjoying herself? Objection, Your Honor, objection, says Diddy's lawyer, Xavier Donaldson. The judge is like, okay, true. Yeah, you can't ask if Cassie was enjoying herself because y'all already didn't let Diddy ask that question earlier. All right, we got 3 updates from CNN, although I bet you it's more. No. 20 minutes ago, judge back on the bench. When the jury comes in, the Punisher comes in, continues testifying. 12 minutes ago, the male escort says Cassie would plan their interactions a few hours in advance. Sheree Hayes, a male escort who said he was hired by Diddy, is back on the stand testifying about his interactions with Cassie and Diddy. He said he sometimes would meet them on consecutive days. Sometimes he would meet them on consecutive days. He said, but it wouldn't be back to back. It would be like back to back days. And then those instances would happen months apart. So it wouldn't happen again for months if I would meet them on consecutive days. Consecutive means like the one day, then the very next day. Hayes said he always met them at a hotel in New York City. Sometimes he met them at 2:30 a.m. and wouldn't leave until after 11 a.m. Ugh. He said he usually received a message from Cassie planning a few hours in advance. I want to read y'all this part too. Oh, hold on, because there's pictures on here I don't want to show because terms and service and stuff. Okay. Right here, this story is the one I wanted to show y'all. Diddy wore a quote veil. This is Fox News during first freak off with male escort. And the reason I'm showing y'all this is because there is new evidence, or there's new context here. They give a quote that I didn't see elsewhere. So the Punisher said Diddy wore a face covering during the first session. He described the hotel room as dimly lit, and he testified that all furniture was covered with sheets, and there was little bowls of water with bottles of baby oil all around. The male escort said, hold on. That he came out of the bathroom wearing a towel, and Cassie rubbed some baby oil on herself and then rubbed some on him. After a bit, the man allegedly came into the room. He was nude. A man. This is Diddy. He was nude and his face was completely covered by a veil, according to Hayes. Now, he did say he later came to find out that was Diddy. Now, remember the first escort testified, the first instance that he met with Cassie and Diddy, he wore a bandana on his face, covering the lower part of his face. He was nude. His face was completely covered. Hayes remembered the man sitting behind a table and chair and at times pacing back and forth. He allegedly spoke with Cassie directly during the interaction, giving subtle directions. He said this is a new detail. The encounter lasted 25 to maybe 45 minutes, and it ended when the man stood and left the room. Cassie followed, and when she returned, she asked Hayes if he would like to complete the mission, and he said he interpreted it to mean, completing the mission. And he said, no. If I'm happy, you're happy. Cassie allegedly handed him an additional $1,200 at the time. He testified that he did not know who the man was at the time that he entered the room, but he said he later learned it was Diddy when he was contacted for a similar act. He claims that he had like 8 to 12 encounters with Cassie and Diddy, and he testified that Diddy eventually switched from wearing a veil to wearing a baseball cap. So he wouldn't cover his full face anymore, but he would wear a hat. 17 minutes ago, Ann Brannigan from Washington Post says the Punisher has returned to the witness stand, where the government will continue questioning him about encounters he had with Cassie and Diddy as part of their FOs. Hayes estimated that he participated in 8 to 10. No, I thought he said 8 to 12. Now it's 10. Took place exclusively. He only did these encounters in New York. Okay. He said their favorite hotel was the Trump International Towers or whatever. He added that they could sometimes take multiple days. Okay. So he was around for multiple days. Okay. That's a big detail. I hope it's true. Sheree Hayes is his name. He said that it was like 8, maybe 10, maybe 12 freak offs he had, and sometimes they could take multiple days. This typically began around 2 or 3 in the morning. And it's like, who could stay awake for that even if you were super excited about it? I mean, who can stay awake for that? All right, we have more tweets from Inner City Press, so let's get those. Okay. Did you think Cassie was enjoying herself? Objection. And the judge is like, yeah, true. We're not going to do that. Okay. He pulled a Bill Clinton. We are getting all of the names dropped. Not really, not like actually Bill Clinton. It's like, the Monica Lewinsky thing. Did you use substances? He said, I'm not a 420 participant, but I did pull a Bill Clinton. I was handed a 420. Did you ever have performance issues? Now, remember, this man wrote a whole book about male mental health and its relationship to dysfunction, and his brilliant solution, and the only thing he thinks will help is if you get a implant down there. This is interesting. The prosecutor's like, did you have performance issues? Um, he said having the woman's partner there. Yes. So the other guy testified the same thing. Having Diddy in the room, it made it where it was just kind of like he couldn't do it. Did the issues affect your pay? Objection, objection, Your Honor. And this is very relevant because, like what I told y'all earlier to the racketeering charge, this is very relevant because if you can do the S Act and you get more money, then that kind of explicitly ties it as a commercial purpose. You see what I'm saying? So the judge seems to agree. He says, no, you can ask the question. He said, I wasn't really sure how they calculated it. Okay, he doesn't know. He said, one time Diddy threw a few protections on the couch next to us. I struggled. It was a failure. What happened? He said, they eventually left out. I finished. She came back in, thanked me for privacy. I don't know if he finished or they finished. What did you think was going to happen next? I can't wait till they get Jules on the stand, y'all. The Punisher said, well, I was worried they wouldn't use me again. I hadn't done my job. He has said, I want to see you bleep. Or he had said, I want to see you bleep her, and I couldn't do it. Are you writing a book? He said, yeah, self-help about my ED. It's advice. I wonder if Simon and Schuster I wonder if I guess they all write in books. Because wasn't Clayton Howard writing a book? Cassie's writing a book. So he doesn't really know if it affected his pay or not. What did you think was going to happen next? He said, I worried. He said, I was worried. So he's saying he kind of liked them. He liked doing the FOs. He said he was worried they weren't going to use him again. So he didn't mind doing these jobs. He said, I hadn't done my job. And the other escort also said this as well. He was like, I would have done it for no pay because I just like being around, famous people or whatever. I want to see you bleep her and I couldn't do it. Are you writing a book? Yes. Self-help about my ED. It's advice. In your book, do you write about your time with Diddy and Cassie? He said, yes. I call them a married, wealthy couple. So he's like, yeah, I do talk about them, but I don't say their name. How long is the book? How long is it? I guess the part of the thing. He said it's 6 pages of my book out of 186 pages. I sensationalize it. I wanted it to be enjoyable, highs and lows. So does sensationalize mean lying? Or does it mean just making it seem more dramatic than it is, but it really is still happened? Okay, no further questions. Okay, here we go. They got Xavier Donaldson. Hoo-hoo. Xavier Donaldson is going to be the one who is going to question. I'll try to make this as harmless as possible, he says. Congratulations on your book. What's it called? In Search of Freezer Meat. What's harder than that? Then the lawyer says, good title. Now it's the comedy hour in the courtroom. It's comedy day. We have 2 new updates from CNN. Male escort gives more details about what happened during encounters with Cassie and Diddy. After the first few occasions with Diddy, he understood that he was hired to create a sexy scene. That means escalate to a more sexy scene. He said each time, well, this is a quote. Look, okay, so when he was hired to create a sexy scene, it would then, quote, escalate to a more sexual scene. He said each time would start with Cassie and himself applying baby oil. Diddy was always present. Always Diddy was there. Always. He said Diddy would sit at a distance giving directions to Cassie about the angles, the lighting, and sometimes the activities. The encounters lasted about 4 hours. Whoo, Lord, according to Hayes. Because I'm just thinking of poor Cassie who's got to go through this with like different people over and over, like over the course of days. And it's just like, my God. If true. I believe her though. He testified on one occasion he was having relations with Cassie and Diddy threw cash down on the bed. It was startling, he said, and prompted Cassie to ask Diddy if he was okay. They were having relations on him and Punisher and Cassie are having relations. Diddy walks up to the bed and throws money down, and Cassie's like, "Are you okay?" And he said he was. He was later paid with that cash. He usually received $1,200 or $2,000 after a session, but he really didn't understand why the amount varied at different times. Combs never appeared to be intoxicated. This is CNN.com. The Punisher said he never used substances with Cassie and Diddy. They sometimes offered him alcohol or 420, but he says he never saw Diddy take any substance, and Diddy never appeared to be intoxicated during these encounters. He went on to describe the discomfort of an SUL scenario with a woman's partner present. He said he tried to take medications to help his performance. He said it was a lot of pressure. Quote, it was a lot of pressure. And I can understand why he wrote that book. It speaks to that, I guess. He said his last session with them was in 2016. He failed to perform and he was never called back. Before he left, Cassie paid him and thanked him for being private and respecting their privacy in terms of their interactions. So that was kind of like a breakup. Like, thanks for respecting our privacy. Goodbye. One new update. This one is from NBC News. Police were called over the Combs chef being fired in 2008. Records show. Okay, interesting. Look at this, y'all. This is from Mayeta Amorabieta from NBC News. David James, Diddy's former personal assistant, testified earlier today that Diddy once asked him to file a police report alleging Diddy's personal chef assaulted him. James told the court that he didn't do it because he didn't want to make a false report. The incident occurred in Alpine, New Jersey, according to James, but a date was not given. Records of 911 calls to Diddy's former Alpine residence obtained by NBC News show that police were called on March 22nd, 2008, over an issue with Diddy's personal chef. It's unclear if this was the same incident James was referring to when he said he didn't file a report. A man named David James told police the chef was fired and left upset, but stated that there were no threats made by her, according to the report. So he did not file a report, but he did talk to the police. Police advised Diddy and David James that it was a civil matter. Diddy was satisfied and just wanted to make this a matter of record due to his celebrity status. Wow. That's interesting. He said no assault occurred. Okay. Okay, well, less than 1 minute ago, CNN.com, defense attorney Xavier Donaldson is now questioning the Punisher during cross-examination. Donaldson, this is Diddy's lawyer, asked how Hayes was doing, and he said, pretty good, surprisingly. Okay, let's see. This is weird. This is very weird. I bet you Creators Inc. or something done snatched him up. The lawyer says, you have a website? And he's been having this website, I think, for a while. He says, yes. Now I'm a co-owner. Who's the co-owner? Who just bought some of this guy's website? That's what I want to know. He said, all the male dancers are independent contractors. You've been doing this 25 years? He said 30, coming up on a big anniversary. You dance with them? He said, it's like a professional dry hump. For 30 years, thousands of ladies. You try not to develop feelings for them, right? He said, you try not to. But it's a job. It's a job. You try not to. But you did talk to Cassie. He said it was cordial. So what? Now they're going to say every escort, Cassie liked him and they liked her. Let's see. 1 minute ago. Okay. listen, say what you want about Fox News. They're giving us the details. Male escort testifies Diddy's freak offs appeared to be a quote fetish type thing. The Punisher testified it appeared the quote freak offs were a quote fetish type thing. He allegedly worked for Diddy and Cassie multiple times, testified he doesn't have a thought process on if Cassie enjoyed what they were doing. He claimed it appeared to be some type of fetish type thing. He told the jury about the freak offs he participated in. The male escort explained that he and Cassie would allegedly perform acts on each other while slathered in baby oil in front of Diddy. Hayes was asked by the prosecution what noises Cassie made in response. What? Listen, this is a detail that we didn't get before. Okay. He said Hayes was asked by the prosecution what type of noises did Cassie make in response to some of Diddy's alleged directions. So Diddy would give her directions, instructions, or them instructions or directions, and Cassie would make these noises: a sigh or a wince that appeared to be frustration. A wince is like a Cassie's reactions happened randomly, but he claimed it did happen on occasion. And I think this speaks to like the force, fraud, coercion, because was she really into it? If she was sighing or wincing or like something like, because she said, I thought it was obvious I didn't want to be getting tinkled on by two men. Now I wonder if the Punisher was one of the tinklers. 12 minutes ago, Diddy allegedly directed the freak offs. Meredith Foster was the one who questioned him. He claimed Diddy would tell Cassie how to move sexually, like move to the left or the right. He claimed once the Diddy dropped a stack of money on the bed and Cassie allegedly asked if Diddy was okay. And he said, "Oh, I'm enjoying this." Bleep. They would last between 24 and 72 hours, Cassie testified last week. She recalled the longest was 4 days. When she wasn't participating, she was recovering from the substances, the dehydration, and staying awake. Okay. The Punisher says that the freak-offs would occur every few months, but they lasted for days. He testified that the alleged freak-offs would occur every few months, but claimed each session would last for days. According to him, he would meet Cassie and Diddy in New York City hotels. They often met at Trump Central Park West, Essex House, or the London Hotel, and they would meet between 2:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. Hayes claimed he would be contacted via phone call or text from Cassie. He testified that one time he got confused because the request came from a different phone number. Cassie allegedly texted later that day that her husband made the initial text. Hayes claimed he would typically be contacted the same day of the encounter. Let's go back to Inner City Press. Did she ask to be able to call you? He said, just to set the sessions up. We were never asked to talk. She was comfortable with you. The Punisher said, she said so. You had feelings for her, Diddy's lawyer says. The Punisher says, incorrect. No, I did not. But you thought she was only doing this with you? That is correct. She said it was a special occasion. You did develop feelings for her. That is not correct. But you told the government. ... It doesn't say. Y'all, I need to know who is the co-owner. Who is the co-owner of the website? Who done bought half his website or whatever? Let's go NBC. No, let's see if Daily Mail has anything. Diddy's lawyers say he is a violent jerk and a swinger, but not an ST. Oh, my Lord. All right, nothing new here. Let's go to Washington Post. All right, let's see. We already read that. Let's see. Inner City Press. Who knows what they're talking about in there? Shout out to Princess Joyce for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your updates. I'm glued to your channel now. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kat Yo, for the $4.99. Love listening to you at work. Put all my team meetings on silent and turn on the closed captions for them just so I don't miss anything you say. You are funny, Kat Yo. Thank you for the $4.99. Thank you, Doree Angel. Abaya is the dress. Abaya is the dress. Hijab is just the head covering. Okay, cool. But what about the part that goes over the face? That's what I was talking about. Thanks so much for the $2 super chat. Thanks so much, Snow Fire, for the $5 super chat. DOA Rec. Okay, I can't. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not gonna be able to keep going with the DOA. But thank y'all for the super chats. Thank you for the $2. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to keep going with the DOA thing. I don't get it. I don't want to be involved. Thank you. Facing Truth. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Diddy is the devil reincarnated. Oh man, yeah, Leverage. I think this is a really, really common actually. Leverage said SE worker with ED. What is he punishing? This is actually very, very common. This is very common. I'm interested to see what the book says. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it or not. We'll see. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see. Here we go. All right. But you thought she was only doing this with you. He said, that is correct. Yes. Because she said it was like a special occasion. So I thought it was like, whatever. So you did develop feelings for her. No, that is not correct. Well, you told the government's notes say you developed feelings for her. He said that may have been taken out of context. You used your 25 years experience. He said, look, dude, this is him talking to Diddy's lawyer. This was a very different scene. Usually I aim for humor. Like he's doing it up on a stage or whatever. Two updates from CNN. All right. 1 minute ago, CNN.com says male escort testifies he started as an exotic dancer in 1995. Now, I do want to let y'all know, Joe Sherman, Big Joe, another P. Diddy bodyguard from like the early 90s. I've made videos on him, but he got sued as a co-defendant with Diddy by Gloria Allred. Okay, Big Joe Sherman. Big Joe Sherman has the Rhymes and Dimes magazines that go into the prisons, the inmate magazines with the, erotic magazines. And Big Joe Sherman follows the Punisher on Instagram. Just things to think about. So the Punisher testified that he began his career as an exotic dancer. He said that he is now a partner at Hunkomania, an exotic dancer company. Okay, so he's a partner at Hunkomania, and he started his career in 1995 in exotic dancing. So he's 51 years old. I will say the man looks very good for a 51-year-old. I mean, I know 51's not old, but like he doesn't like look like he's much older than in his 30s. He looks young. Okay, 1 minute ago, Escort says he never considered Cassie to be a personal friend. When asked by defense attorney Xavier Donaldson, the Punisher acknowledged that at the time, he thought he was the only person Cassie was having relations with in this way, and he felt special. When Donaldson suggested that he had developed feelings for Cassie, Hayes said, no, I didn't. That's not true. He pointed to documents from one of Punisher's meeting with the prosecutors where he told them that he began to develop feelings for her. He said that may have been taken out of context because that is not the case. He said he never considered himself a personal friend of Ventura. The two never spoke personally outside the brief banter before a session. A session. He's the third one calling them sessions. Actually, fourth. Jonathan Oddie called it session. He said he had about 15 sessions. Cassie called it sessions, if I recall correctly. And the two S workers both called it sessions for sure. We got another 2 updates from Washington Post. Anne Brannigan from Washington Post says freak-offs were fairly predictable affairs. The Punisher testified. The rooms were always dimly lit with electric candlelight and sheets covering the furniture. Participants would start seated on a couch and create a look by rubbing baby oil on each other. Hope Bianca Censori don't come out with one of these in a few years. This would sometimes be followed by relations. Diddy would give the Punisher and Cassie directions, the Punisher testified, and Cassie seemed to seek cues from Diddy and sometimes winced or sighed in response to the instructions, like that. He recalled a time when Diddy threw protection on the couch and said he was ready to see them beep. Another time, Diddy dropped some money on the bed and expressed his approval. And it was awkward, according to the Punisher. Under cross-examination 2 minutes ago, Anne Brannigan, Washington Post, the Punisher said he began his career on Labor Day weekend, 1995. He said, "I'm coming up on a big anniversary." He has danced for hundreds of thousands of ladies over the past 30 years, including lap dances, rubbing, and professional dry humps. And I guess wet humps too. I don't know. Donaldson appeared not to understand I don't see. That's what I don't know what that means. Professional. How do you professional dry hump? That don't make sense. So Hayes repeated it several times. Professional dry humps. What the fuck? Okay, here's some more. Oh, let me get to it. He said, okay, the lawyer goes, "You wouldn't try to someone who didn't want to be dry." I want to stop saying it because it's like, I don't want my video to get black. He said, "Yeah, it's important to read the room." "So you read the room with Cassie and she wanted it." "Objection, Your Honor." "What the hell? What?" "Objection." And the judge is like, "Yeah, what the hell, Xavier Donaldson? Chill out, dude. Sustained. Can't ask that." CNN has another update. Hayes testifies less than a minute ago, CNN.com. He didn't sense discomfort from Cassie. He says this under cross-examination. Asked if Cassie ever appeared uncomfortable during their hotel encounters. "I did not get any cues that there was discomfort with what was going on." He said that as an experienced exotic dancer, he always reads a room to make sure the people he's performing for are comfortable. I'm updating the Daily Mail. They will say anything. All right, let's see. I guess that's the most recent one. Let me see. I'm just trying to find an update. Let's go to Washington Post. Labor Day weekend, hundreds of thousands, professional drama. All right, just give me a second. I'm gonna take a bathroom break then. BRB. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. He said that he also kind of contradicted himself too, y'all, because he said that it didn't seem like Cassie was uncomfortable, but he also said he heard her like wince and like sigh in frustration. So it's like if you're frustrated, and you're sighing and you're wincing, that would indicate that you are uncomfortable, I think. So his own testimony does seem to contradict itself in that regard. All right, let's see if Inner City Press has anything new. I wonder who the next witness is. All right, y'all. We're getting a little detail here, so I'm not going to probably read. Oh, God. I'm not going to probably read verbatim this first line, but I will put it big on the screen so you can see it if you would like to. So this is Diddy's lawyer questioning on cross-examination. Was Diddy's request that you do a certain act? He said it was a demand, a strong suggestion. So, oh, I'm back. Let me take that down. So he's like, it wasn't really a request. It was more like, do it. Cassie paid you even when she canceled, right? Yes, $500. So this is Diddy's team trying to lay the groundwork for, it's not a commercial act because it's a performance. And if you end up doing stuff that we're not paying you for that, we're paying you for a scene and whatever you're doing that stuff. I mean, I don't think it's a strong argument, but it is Diddy's lawyer, I think, trying to say, look, you were getting paid when you didn't even show up. So how is that a commercial act? Well, I think the next thing is going to be, but when I did show up and when I did perform, I got $1,200 to $2,000. So what about that extra $1,500 to $500? Well, wait, $500 to $1,500, or like $700 to $1,500. I don't even want to like that tweet, but I do want to like know which ones I've read. And now he struggles with ED. Okay, so I think that's it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The man is a clown. The man is a clown. He is a jester. He is advertising for his book. So Diddy's lawyer is like, all right, I wish you success with your book. I wonder if Rhymes and Dimes Publishing is publishing the book. Mr. Hayes, I wish you success with your book. Bye. Gotta go. And the assistant U.S. attorney said, what made you think Cassie was enjoying herself? He said, well, it was the first time without, protection. And the assistant U.S. attorney's like, without the details, please. They're both objecting. He's like, no details. The Diddy's lawyer's like, objection, objection. All right, CNN has an update. Again, y'all, I do think this is another contradiction. I don't know if this is a credible witness. I know he's a clown, but I don't know if he's a credible witness because it's being reported by CNN.com that this man testified he never saw filming or violence during time with Diddy and Cassie. But didn't he say earlier that some of Diddy's directions would be to move the camera? I'm going to go back and check. He said during his encounters with Cassie and Diddy, he never observed any filming or any violence. He said 420 was the only rug he saw during his time with Diddy and Cassie. And he confirmed that Cassie never appeared to be under the influence of drugs when he saw her. But hold on. Let me go back up just a little bit. I guess it's probably a lot bit. Hold on. This is David James. This is Regina Ventura. All right. Cassie, 2012, book. A wig. A bottle, Astro, other room. Followed him. 5 or 7. Look, right here. Look. Okay, I think this guy just contradicted his own testimony. Look at this. I mean, that's all I have to go by is Inner City Press. Maybe I'm missing something, but look, 49 minutes ago, the question from the prosecutor was, how did the direction work from Mr. Combs, right? Look, how would it start? Baby oil, a sexy atmosphere, Diddy would direct. How did the direction work? Diddy might say, sit forward, quote, move the camera. Look, move the camera. Or what would happen essually? You know, one time he dropped a stack of money. What is this move the camera? If the last tweet down here is not the last tweet, what is it? Washington, who was it? CNN. CNN's now saying he never saw filming. So why would they be moving a camera if he never saw filming? Somebody needs to explain it to me. Again, let's see for more context, because all we have to go by is just different sources. I mean, we're not in there. So let's see if we get more. I wish you success with your book. The first time unprotected. I don't know if there's any new tweet after this. I think this guy might be a Diddy plant. I'm saying it. And the reason I'm saying it is because I can't shake it. That's why I put it in the thumbnail. Big Joe Sherman follows this guy. He's been in the industry 30 years. He probably don't want to like lose clients or whatever. He probably don't want to turn on Diddy or whatever. Maybe he does, but he's got a book and his testimony seems to contradict. He's saying she's sighing and she's wincing in pain or frustration, he said. But at the same time, I read the room. She was never doing nothing she didn't want to do. Okay, well, then why would somebody be sighing and wincing if it wasn't something she didn't want to do? He said frustration, but also never that she seemed to not be, wanting to do it. And it's like, well, you said that she seemed frustrated. So what's the truth? What's the truth? And why does Big Joe Sherman follow him? Look at the Punisher. Here is a sketch of him graciously gifted to Inner City Press by court artist. Aw, Elizabeth Williams. That's cute. Thanks, Elizabeth Williams, for giving Inner City Press that picture. Okay, he's still on the stand. Again, the camera thing is sus to me, y'all. There's something weird going on with the camera thing. Doc TN said you can see someone taping, but you don't have to see the recording device. You're hearing it backwards though, buddy. He said, move the camera, which indicates that he did see a recording device. Move the camera. It's 3 words. They're very short. It indicates that there's a direct object, which is the camera, which can be moved. That is a device. Okay. Try to keep up. However, he said he didn't see the recording. So I don't know if you a bot or you stupid or you just trying to aggravate me today, but try again next time. Thanks so much for the $1.99 super chat. Who is Rabbit on YouTube? Down the Rabbit Hole News. Love her channel. She does great coverage. Thank you for the $1.99. You are amazing, BJ, and a YouTube investigator and pioneer. Aw, thank you so much, Kelly. Aw, thanks for the $4.99 super chat. Shout out to Chantel, new member. Shout out to Natasha. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Strange. Biggie Smalls adopted the alias Frank White as a nickname and alter ego, inspired by the character Frank White, played by Christopher Walken in the 1990 film King of New York. Thanks so much for the $9.99 super chat. I sure hope Diddy's hands are visible during these testimonials. Facing the truth. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you, your girl Christine, for the $2 super chat. I think he means pro. Oh my God, like Magic Mike. Oh, that's crazy. Thank you for the $2 super chat. If he snitches on Diddy, Hudson Saint & Co. says, it may affect his current and future clients. Exactly what I was thinking. I mean, he seems to still be wanting to be in this business, even though his thing don't work. So he got an implant, he said. Who invested in that? I mean, look, listen, I have theories. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Let's see if Diddy is Diddy. Let's see if Inner City Press. CNN has an update. Okay, he finished the cross-examination. Assistant U.S. Attorney is back for the redirect. Okay. No further questions. Anything, Mr. Donaldson? What do you mean by steamy? I felt it was enjoyable for Miss Ventura and Mr. Combs. Now he's going to, this book is going to probably make Cassie look bad. If I had to guess, he's going to make Cassie look bad in his book. I hope not. I hope not. What made you think she was enjoying herself? Donaldson said, what do you mean by steamy? I felt like it was enjoyable for Miss Ventura. This one was kind of like, I don't know, y'all. Something feels off about this one. Something feels off about this witness. I don't trust. I don't find him to be credible. Sorry, I don't. Sorry. And it does, because he contradicted his own self. And it doesn't make sense. How did he see a camera be moving, but he never saw filming? I mean, I might have been born at night. I wasn't born last night. You know what I mean? I wasn't born from 11 to 4. I'll tell you that. 1 minute ago, NBC News, Adam Rice, David K. Lee. In a dozen or so Estual performances, Hayes never had the sense Cassie was uncomfortable with it at all, except he did say and testify that she was uncomfortable with it because he said she was wincing and sighing in frustration. Does he need a vocabulary lesson? Because frustration is along the same lines as discomfort, right? At least not to say at all. Like, you can at least equivocate. He agreed with the defense attorney, Donaldson's leading question, that Cassie was not in any discomfort while performing. It seemed like it was consensual as far as I was concerned. Yeah, because what would he have to admit to if it wasn't? What would what would the Punisher have to admit to on the stand under penalty of perjury with one person if any indication at all it wasn't consensual? What would this man be having to? Don't type it out. Don't type it out. Y'all are going to get my channel banned or whatever. So, not credible, in my opinion. I wasn't in there. I don't know. Just my opinion. However, I do think the prosecution was able to get stuff out of him that they needed. Okay, let's see. Washington Post, if they have any updates. Yes, details queens. What does this mean? Roman à clef. They real academic over there. What is Roman à clef? Oh, a novel. Interesting. Okay. So this guy's book is of this type of genre. A novel that real people or events appear with invented names. So it's not fiction. It's a real book. Like, it's supposed to be based on actual real things, but they don't say the real names. It's fake names. All right. Now we're on. Oh, wait, hold on. This is where I was at. So he testified that he wrote a self-help book about this just seems like a marketing opportunity for him. About his experiences with his dang don't work. In search of freezer meat. Oh my God. He said the book details his journey to try to cure his condition, and he tried to make light of the issue to be relatable. He's described the encounters with Diddy, Cassie in the book, but he didn't use their real names. He elaborated that those sections took up 6.5 pages of his book. He characterized them as a powerful, rich couple, and he said he sensationalized it to make an entertaining story for the book. I don't trust him. Sorry. No credibility to me. This is the first witness where I've been like, something's off, something's wrong. Something ain't right. Okay, Cassie appeared to be a willing player, this stripper says. In a dozen or so Estual performances, he never had the sense that Cassie was uncomfortable, even though he did say that she did wince in pain and sigh in frustration at Diddy's directions. He agreed. I already read that one. Okay, let's go to Inner City Press. Did he delete that tweet? That's weird. I think he might have deleted a tweet. Okay. Just now, we have another update Yes. Yes. Thank you, Shayna. Thank you, Shayna Jacobs from the Washington Post. She said the same thing that I noticed over here. She says, possibly contradicting his earlier testimony that Cassie sometimes winced and sighed at Diddy's instructions during freak-offs. He then says under cross-examination he would not have had relations with Cassie during the sessions if he thought she was uncomfortable. There was no cues about any discomfort, correct? Based on your 25 years experience doing dry humping on hundreds of thousands of women? He said it correct. Right at the last minute, he tried to do the change up, but he done contradicted himself. You don't know what's true. You don't know what's true now. Let's see if Fox News is going to give us any more details. They turned into the details queens over there. 1 minute ago, male escort testifies Diddy was aggressive during his final freak off with rapper in 2015. Ooh. Oh, see, that's why you can't just be reading every headline and thinking it's true. Okay, let's see. We do get some details though. He claimed at the final encounter, he put two blank on the couch and said, "I'm ready to see you blank." This interaction allegedly threw Hayes off and he couldn't get his thing don't work, and claimed Cassie appeared startled and Diddy seemed aggressive. According to Hayes, Diddy left the room and Cassie followed. When they returned, Hayes was allegedly then instructed to complete the mission. Later, he was paid, and Cassie thanked him for giving them privacy. He testified that he didn't do the job he was there for, and he was worried he wouldn't be called back, and he never saw them again. During cross-examination, he explained why the protection on the couch threw him off. He said he had previously not used any protection with Cassie, and he had his own anxiety. He said he thought it would be difficult to do it. He said he felt pressured by Diddy to have relations and explained it was, quote, an aggressive suggestion. We have another update from CNN. Hayes is off the stand and we got another special agent. Oh, witness number 10, alert, breaking news. 2:19 p.m. Tuesday, May 20th at 2:19 p.m. local time to the trial, Eastern Standard Time. Less than 1 minute ago, CNN.com is reporting that a special agent with Homeland Security Investigations is now on the stand, the 10th witness number 10 called by the prosecution. Okay, here we go. Gannon, next government witness. We call special agent Gerard Gannon. Where do you work? I work in Homeland Security in Miami in the National Security Group. So he works in national security. And in March 2024, last year when Diddy was arrested, in Miami, remember he was arrested. We just saw the pictures of the hotel scene earlier. When Diddy was arrested when his mansions were raided in March 2024, this guy, Agent Gannon, he worked for the human trafficking group, SEX and labor trafficking. So SEX trafficking and labor trafficking. He was working in the human trafficking group for Homeland Security Investigations. Now he works in national security. No, this was not his security. This was probably somebody that raided his house. Okay. We have another update from NBC. Prosecutors pushed back on Cassie's emotions during these scenes. In a brief redirect. Okay, good. I'm glad they're telling us a redirect. This is 1 minute ago. Thank you, Adam Rice and Doha Madani at the NBC News. In a brief redirect, the Punisher was asked more about Cassie's time during their scenes with Combs. The prosecutor asked about one time Cassie appeared to enjoy herself, but asked why Hayes thought the other times where she would apparently wince and sigh, what was that about? She asked whether Cassie's focus was on Combs. The Punisher said there was a quote, consistent awareness to Diddy and his perception and the desires of the moment. Consistent awareness. Okay. So he was saying Cassie was constantly aware of Diddy and his perception and his desires of the moment. So Cassie was always looking to Diddy to see what, to take cues, to take hints of what to do next. Nothing new here. Let's go Washington Post. Inner City Press. All right, we got Gerard Gannon on the stand. Who is this? I think he probably was involved in the Miami Star Island house raid. He's probably going to be talking about, whatever he found in there. Let's try Fox News. They do be giving the details. I got to give it to them. This is my first day keeping up with Fox News. I didn't know they even had updates. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh my gosh. FoxNews.com is reporting, I don't know, take it with a grain of salt, that the incident with Cassie and Diddy is what caused this man's dysfunction. And he now has written a whole book about it. He was probably, I have all kind of tinfoil hat theories. I'll keep it myself. The Punisher testified he wrote a book about his experiences with ED. He used the nickname The Punisher and told the court he referenced the former duo as a married, wealthy couple in his book titled In Search of Freezer Meat. The book was inspired in part from a difficult situation. The book was inspired in part from a difficult situation during a freak-off where the Punisher claimed he experienced ED, a problem that has since plagued him. He testified that the point of writing the story was to speak to his own anxiety. He also claims he sensationalized some of the encounters for the book. Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs caused a man to have dysfunction. Breaking news, according to Fox News. Girl, I mean, I don't know if it's true. Okay, come on. I want more tweet. More tweet. Oh, see new posts. That's what I want to do. Are there any new ones? Wait a second. Is this Hermania Rodriguez? The one that was on Nancy Grace lying about me? Yes, it is. I would like to point out that I don't take nothing that this one says serious, because she definitely says some false things about me, like a catty, bratty bitch. So she's on my Chloe Malos list. She's on Chloe Malos list. This one right here, Germania. Can't trust a damn thing comes out of that one's fucking mouth. I tell you that. She's another one on the Nancy Grace plant pipeline, in my opinion. Anybody going on Nancy Grace or Beth Karis, my antennas are up on you. Hermania Rodriguez, not credible. She's about as credible as the Punisher, in my personal opinion and my personal experience of her so-called work. Now for a change of pace, the government has called its next witness Gerard Gannon, a special agent with Homeland Security. The government is now questioning. Okay, so they did circle back around with this, asking him about Cassie enjoying herself thing. Anne Brannigan, from the Washington Post, said Sheree Hayes testified more. This is a minute ago, about whether Cassie enjoyed herself. The government is now questioning the Punisher again to address the comments he made during his very colorful cross-examination. The prosecutor asked him about his stated belief that Cassie enjoyed herself during the freak-offs with Diddy. What made you think Cassie was enjoying herself? She asked. After which he said she scooted toward him as if to get ready for the relations. Oh, okay. So he did a certain act. She scooted toward him. He said Cassie also looked back to Diddy as if getting his consent. And then Diddy said, "Go ahead, enjoy yourself." I assumed it was an enjoyable moment. The prosecutor asked if there were any other indications Cassie enjoyed herself, such as noises. And if he ever had any interactions with Cassie outside of these freak-offs. He said no, he had not. The defense attorney Xavier Donaldson homed in on these comments again once Foster was finished, highlighting comments that the Punisher had made about the heated moment. Quote, I have no reason to believe she wasn't engaged. So what does that mean? What does that even mean? We got another update from NBC. 10th witness takes the stand. Yes. Breaking news 1 minute ago, NBC News, Adam Rice and Doha Madani, federal agent who raided Diddy's Miami home, takes witness stand. Special agent, the 10th witness for the government, has taken the stand. He worked for Homeland Security Investigations and was responsible for the overall planning of the raid. So this guy planned the raid on the Miami home on Star Island. Now, there was a few raids that went on. One of the hotel in New York, one of the Star Island, and then there was another one, I think in LA or California, somewhere over there. What time did the search begin? After 3 p.m. Why was the search so late? We learned that Diddy and his family were flying out of the country. Was there a pier on the property on Star Island? Yes, we had to monitor it. Okay, so being absolutely confirmed by the special agent, by the agent himself, Diddy and family were flying out of the country on the date of the house raid. Flying out of the country. Woo! Let's see. I'm going to update Washington Post. Nothing new here. Let's go Fox News. I'm actually not even going to read Daily Mail anymore because Germania is literally so not credible. Like, I genuinely think she's like a Stephanie Jones plant, like that type of thing, like where she'll just say any fucking thing. I really do believe that. That's my opinion. That's my belief. She just was so catty and bitchy, like seriously, like total freaking mean girl bully, lying about me on Nancy freaking Grace, lying, saying stuff that wasn't true. Just absolutely absurd and insane. It doesn't surprise me that she's the one doing this Diddy trial because I believe the whole entire thing was to try and attack my credibility, which how do you attack the credibility of somebody that's literally just giving their freaking opinions all the time? I really don't know. It's just opinions. It's not like y'all got to believe it. It was just so mean and hateful. Like, fuck that girl. She's going to get what she has coming and it ain't going to be from me. She needs to ask the last ones that came for God's favorite. She does. Less than a minute ago, CNN.com, special agent gives details about the March 2024 raid. Okay, here's some details about the raid as of from less than a minute ago, CNN.com. Okay, Miami Beach, there was a pier. They had to monitor it. They were flying out the country with the family. The special agent said he was the special agent in charge. Now, remember, Russell Simmons is out of the country himself. And where's he at? Bali? Something like that. Where does he live? Is it Bali? I don't remember. He was in charge of the on-the-ground search of Diddy's home on March 25th, 2024. He said the search was assigned to his unit because it was tied to a human trafficking investigation. Between 80 and 90 law enforcement agents participated in a search of the house. 80 to 90 law enforcement agents in Diddy's house. The home is 20,000 square feet. And it includes a main residence and a guest home. The search required the special response team to deal with security measures on the property. He said about 25 special response team members gained entrance and cleared the property to ensure the property was safe to start the search. They were prepared to potentially confront armed security. Oh my God. They were prepared to potentially confront armed security, like Diddy had an armed army. He testified that some of the agents were positioned on boats to potentially intercept anyone trying to leave the property via the direct water access on Diddy's property. The search began at 3 o'clock that day. Usually search warrants are executed early in the morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning, but they waited for Diddy to leave because, so he was scheduled. All right. So the trip was a scheduled trip. Law enforcement understood that Diddy was scheduled to leave on a trip with his family. So he wanted him to what? Leave first? They were going to let him go out of town? Well, I don't get it. I need more details. Excellent catch that Rhymes and Dimes guy follows on Instagram. Combined with his testimony, it seems like a plant 100%. Thanks so much, Edie, for the $4.99. I mean, just opinions. I really don't know. Thanks so much, Alexa, for the $4.99 super chat. BJ, you always call it as you see it. You're usually right. I love it. Never change. I love your channel and I love you. Love you, mean it. Thank you so much, Alexa, for the $4.99 super chat. Celestial Essence said, BJ and mods seem to be working extra hard. Also, please make sure you are listening to the mods in the chat. They're trying their best. Right. And mods, y'all can leave whenever you want. Like, y'all don't have to be here. Y'all can take a break from these people. Shout out to the mods. Drop your links in the chats, mods, in the chat, mods. If y'all, if y'all could help them out, coffee, a little, buy them a coffee, buy them a little, follow their channels, stuff like that. Shout out to the mods. They have been working very hard. Thank you, Celestial Essence, for the $5 super chat. Just kick people out. Like, seriously, I do not block everybody. I don't care. Hide everybody from the chat. Not everybody, but you know what I mean. Just block, hide, bye. Because there's like a lot of new riffraff coming through. Let's go to Washington Post. All right, now we're on. Okay. Donaldson asked Hayes if Hunkomania and his Punish website do stitution. Hayes said no. Then he asked if Hayes does stitution, and he said no. But then he also said he did do that with Diddy and Cassie. So I guess hard to know. Donaldson asked if the Punisher was doing anything to Cassie she didn't want. He said no, it was consensual. The scenario I was there to create was going well. He asked if it was safe to say that Diddy was the director and Cassie and Hayes were the actors. So now we're going to be doing they're going to make a corn defense. Okay. They're going to say it was all cornography. So for that reason, these were actors. Just like I told y'all, they're trying to change the language on it. They're trying to say that corn stars are models, corn shoots are photo shoots. They're just changing the language on us. So nothing means nothing and nobody ever gets in trouble for anything. Beating the hell out of your girlfriend is just merely, a toxic relationship. Trafficking is now just domestic violence. I mean, there's just all kinds of brand new words getting made up every single day. And now Cassie isn't an trafficking victim. She's an actor. She was acting. Hello. Stupid. Okay. Come on. I want a new tweet from Inner City Press. It's been like 20 minutes. Oh, just 9. I'm just dramatic. Okay. I just don't believe it till I see it from him, Let's see if there's like anything else. Exactly, Christy. Christy said they're changing words faster than the Webster Dictionary can keep up. Diddy. Who do we have? We already have CNN, NBC, Fox News, Washington Post. Oh, New York Post. They decided to join the game today. All right, here we go. They are funny. Okay. We can start with an hour ago. Exotic dancer continues. This is New York Post. They only posted 3 things in the last hour. Lunch break was over an hour ago. This is Kyle Schnitzer and Jack Morfett. The Punisher is back on the witness stand. Diddy would drop condoms, cash. He ordered Cassie escort around during freak-offs. Throw around, ordered them around. I like this bleep. The Punisher, exotic dancer, was hired between 8 and 12 times. On his last encounter with them, he developed ED and he's suffered with it ever since. Diddy at one point threw condoms on the couch and told him in a quote, assertive, aggressive tone that he was ready to see him do an act. He testified that he understood he was there to create a scene. They made a scene, all right. And he said he wasn't able to perform sexually because Diddy was there and directing them and bossing them around. But that does show control, even if not coercion. And it is coercion or control, force, fraud, coercion. No, it's just force, fraud, coercion. So that's interesting. Let's go to Inner City Press. Hopefully he said something else recently. Nope. An update from the New York Post, they say, and no, I don't want that. Go away. What is this? Diddy tries to warm himself up in the chilly courtroom. Diddy appeared to try to warm himself up in a frigid courtroom this morning, crossing and rubbing his arms and cupping and blowing into his hands. The judge acknowledged the chilly temperature after the lunch break. We're going to try to get the temperature turned up just a few degrees. I'm freezing right here along with you. The temperature was slightly warmer in the afternoon. Federal agent testifies about raiding Diddy's home in Miami. He told the jury this is a place where a lot of celebrities and rich people live. During the dramatic raid, agents used an armored car to break open the gate. Combs' Homely Hills estate was also raided the same day. And that's the one that's in the same neighborhood as the residential rehab or the residential facility Brittany was forced into. Homely Hills, Bridges to Recovery. Still nothing new from Inner City Press. He must have had to go run to another trial or something like he does. Oh, this is another cool sketch from Elizabeth James. Oh, what another tweet. All right. Let's go to Washington Post. Just now, Anne Brannigan from Washington Post. Homeland Security Special Agent Gerard Gannon was tasked with planning the federal raid on Diddy's mansion on Star Island in Miami. He testified today, this afternoon, that the raid involved many more agents than usual due to the size of the roughly 20,000 square foot property and the possibility of armed security. Diddy's home was searched at 3 or 4 p.m., which isn't typical for the raids, but that's because Diddy and his family were scheduled to take a trip out of the country. We thought it was best to wait until him and his family left. So he didn't want Diddy to actually even be there while they did the raid. Okay. We have a Fox News update. I'm following them for the first time today. And they are giving some more details that the other ones don't give. So far, so good. Special agent was called to the stand Tuesday. Former agent Homeland Security Investigations testified to being responsible for the overall planning of the raid on the Miami home. He was allegedly on the ground for the raid, and he claimed upward of 80 to 90 officers were involved in the search due to the size of the property and the security measures. He claimed the search actually began at 3:30, which is not typical, but agents learned Diddy was taking a trip out of the country. Also, the Los Angeles home was also raided in connection to a federal human trafficking investigation. Officials confirmed to Fox News Digital at the time. During the search, authorities allegedly seized various freak-off supplies, including narcotics and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil. We have another update from CNN. Okay, less than a minute ago, agents broke through Diddy's Miami Beach front gate during the search. The jury was shown a picture of Diddy's Miami Beach front gate, which was broken. Agents used their vehicle to break through the gate to enter the property. This Homeland Security Investigations Officer, testified. He said it was standard practice when conducting search warrant as the quickest and safest option to be able to get onto the property. Well, still nothing new from Inner City Press. We're like going on 15 minutes now. Let's go to Washington Post. Nope. Let's go to... Nothing new here either. Oh, I gotta wait. Maybe it's boring testimony. I mean, like everybody just basically stopped. Usually we're getting a lot of updates from the New York Times. I guess they're just not in there today or this week or whatever. Were they in there yesterday? Let me look again for more live. Life of Light said, hard to tell if the ED from FOs is causation or correlation. Loving you, Miss BJ. Sending you love and light again. Oh, sending love again from Las Vegas. Thank you for giving it this live feed. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Life of Light for the $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Leverage with $5 super chat. Trying to reach you, girl. Not stalking. Send a Gmail. Okay, all right. I can't have been. It's been kind of hard to keep up with the emails, but I'm gonna look. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Janae. Thank you for trial coverage. Sending hugs from Norway. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for the 25 Norway dollars. Thanks so much, Aditya, for the $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Melly. Xylitol mints help salivary gland so throat doesn't get scratchy. Oh, interesting. Must know lipstick color brand Gorge. It's y'all, you can tell I really like this lip liner. Look how big it. That's all I got left. It's Pillow Talk Fair. Pillow Talk Fair. And then the other one I've been putting on is that's by Charlotte Tilbury, both of them. The other one is this balm thing by Clinique called none of this is sponsored. I bought this one money. Pink Honey. Almost Lipstick, Clinique, Pink Honey. Not sponsored. If you go buy it, I won't get any money or anything. Thank you for the $10 super chat. All right. I don't think Brittany's free now. I think she's still under some type of legal arrangement, but that's a story for another day. See if Inner City Press got back from his tweeting hiatus. Oh, Amelie, girl. She said ED is how you become a professional humper, maybe. Oh, is that right? Okay. EHC Bunny said watching somebody get beat up because they didn't perform caused it. Well, he said he never saw any violence, but he also said he never saw any filming, and he also said he saw cameras. So I don't know how that worked. This is the testimony I've been waiting for, Snowfire said. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Me too. I'm on the edge of my seat. Nobody's saying nothing. They must all be waiting for it. They just turn the internet off in the courthouse or what? We got some pictures. Getty Images. This one's already been out, but here's the front. Oh man, what happened? Did they lock down the courthouse all of a sudden? The most recent tweet from Inner City Press is 20 minutes ago. Jurors were shown the picture of the... All right, let me go see if there's more. I don't know who is the next witness. Do y'all know? Right, they were all lagging yesterday. Curly Curvy Lucy said This happened yesterday where they were lagging and then there was a mass update hit. This guy completely contradicted himself, as you already stated, BJ. So credibility is questionable. Has he tweeted since the deleted tweet? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he did. Court ends. Yeah, I know. Nerd Report. Shout out to Nerd Report. Shout out to Nerd Report in the chat. Are you covering Diddy stuff? That's probably, he's got a good channel. We were on Andy Popcorn playing together a couple times. We are now. No cursing. Monica in the chat. She's funny. Thank you, BJ, for all your coverage. You do a fantastic job. Thank you, Golden Boy 853. I think I missed the delete. It wasn't anything. I don't think it was a big deal. It was just like a tweet about that, like the moving on to the next witness or something. It might not even been deleted. It might have just been like some type of glitch and I can't find it or something. All right, let's update here. All right, we do have another Fox News update, it looks like 1 minute ago. No. What the hell, y'all? I'm starving for an update. Just now, finally. 2. Okay, cool, good. Woo, all right. Here comes that mass update. Curvy Curly. Who is it? Homeland Security. Okay, this is Anne Brannigan, Washington Post. Thank God we got an update. Homeland Security Special Agent Gerard Gannon is giving an account of the planning and the search of Diddy's Miami mansion in March last year. The government, the prosecutors, asked the special agent about specific details of the raid, such as the use of a tank to push open the gate to the home. He said using the tank was not unusual, nor was breaking a gate. He described it as standard practice in the interest of gaining quick access to the property, and so they can't, hide or run away and stuff like that. The government may be trying to head off anticipated arguments from the defense. Before trial, Diddy's lawyers described the government raids as excessive and unnecessary. They did. They described it as like bullying and excessive and roughing up the kids for no reason and all kind of stuff like that. 1 minute ago, Samantha Cherry said Gerard Gannon, a Department of Homeland Security special agent now testifying, was in charge of planning the raid. Diddy's Miami mansion is on Star Island, a celebrity-rich neighborhood whose past and present residents include Gloria Estefan, J-Lo. I never said Celebrity B was J-Lo. That was what freaking what's her last name? Rodriguez. She is the one who said I was trying to drag J-Lo into a Jay-Z lawsuit. No, I wasn't. There was other content creators with triple the followers as me saying explicitly that it was J-Lo weeks before I ever said it. And I didn't even say that. I said Alex freaking Spyro named J-Lo in a lawsuit. He did. And they all started lying about me. It's like almost made me feel like I was going crazy. I'm so glad thousands of people saw it. And that's what I'm telling y'all now. Maybe I'm trying to gaslight. All right, come on. Please, Inner City Press. I need another tweet. It's been 24 minutes. My God. Is Twitter broken? Nobody's talking about tunnels. No, girl, no tunnels. No one has talked. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. Okay, let's see. I'm looking up more live here. Diddy trial live. Everybody's falling asleep or what? I mean, there's no... The most recently, Yahoo's doing it. The Times. Let's see. What's The Times? All right, whatever. Whoever it is, they got live updates. Here we go. 11 minutes ago. Oh, GMT. This must be some UK or something. Diddy's mansion at center of trafficking allegations. Look at that. Evidence taken out of Diddy's Miami mansion last year after the raid. Homeland Security Investigations is a branch of the United States Department of Homeland Security that conducts investigations into the illegal cross-border movement. Okay, so this is like illegal cross-border movement means out of the country, right? Oh, y'all are saying they got a new tweet. All right, thank you, Christy. Oh, thank God. Oh, 2 new tweets. Oh, thank God. Photos of 2 Star Island shown. Why did you have to break open the gate? To make sure bad actors wouldn't have time to put those who would search in danger? What is this a photo of? The pool and the pier. What did you find there? Parts of an AR-15, SEX toys, and Astroglide. Shows photos of Pew Pew to jury. All right, let's see if we're going to get a mass dump because we haven't gotten a mass dump yet. So they're showing him pictures of the pool. They're showing him pictures of the pier. Let's go to Washington Post. I really do enjoy their coverage. Look at Fox News. 15 minutes ago. 29 minutes ago. 37 minutes ago. No, nothing new here. New York Post does seem to go slower. They do one every so often. Updated 10 minutes ago. All right, let's see. We got an update. Thank God. CNN. It's time for the prosecution to establish true criminal intent. All right, now what? We've been saying this all day. Brick by brick by brick, by brick by brick. You've been hearing other creators say it. Now I'm saying it. Brick by brick, they got to build their case. Less than a minute ago, we get a little bit of an analysis on what the government now has to do to prove the case against Diddy. It's time for the prosecution to establish, quote, true criminal intent, the former prosecutor says. As day 7 of Diddy's trial continues, criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Mark O'Mara says he is a former prosecutor. He's saying what he expects the federal prosecutors to start he says he expects them to start making the case that Diddy was the puppet master behind the freak-offs. Quote, what the prosecution has to present, they're starting out quite slowly, in my opinion, is getting to the ST, getting to the control over people, whether it's escorts, S-workers, and of course, Cassie. If they don't get to ST, they don't get their conviction. They probably need to move on from this and start trying to tie together his control of other people as well. The Punisher, a male escort, said he was hired by Diddy and Cassie. He said Diddy never appeared to be intoxicated during his encounters, but he said multiple times that Diddy was giving him and Cassie directions about their encounters. It is done by the prosecution to try and preempt the defense argument that Diddy was wasted. I think what the prosecution is trying to do is say, no, he actually did know what he was doing. He was, in fact, the puppet master of everything that was happening around him. The essence of their charge of racketeering is that he was planning all this. He was orchestrating all of it. While we have it with the testimony of Cassie a little bit, and with the testimony of the S-worker, we don't yet have the true criminal intent. Okay, so there's different elements that they have to prove of the crime. They have to prove force. They have to prove fraud. They have to prove coercion, one of those things. They have to prove commercial for a commercial purpose. They have to prove across state lines. They have to prove Diddy was even there, right? There's different things you have to prove. So this criminal intent is just one thing you have to prove. However, without proving it, you don't make your case. So you do have to show Diddy knew. He knew that he was threatening people in order to get his rocks off or whatever. We have another new update from CNN. The jury sees parts of the Pew Pew 15s found in Diddy's master bedroom. The jury saw photos of items found in one of Diddy's closets in the master bedroom. So it was in his bedroom in the Miami Beach home. Special agent testified that agents found platform high heels, sex toys, baby oil, personal lubricant, lingerie in a closet. They also found upper and lower receivers of AR pew-pews. He said his team was not able to determine the maker of one of the rifles recovered. Sitting in the witness stand, the special agent held up an evidence bag holding the AR upper receivers. Gannon put on rubber gloves and held up one of the upper receivers to the jury. He said there are zip ties securing the gun so it's not able to be used. We have an update from the New York Post. Oh, they lying again to me. They lied again. Okay, what about these times? Do they do anything new over here? The Times? No. Let's go to Washington Post. All right, I'm gonna look for another news source. Diddy live trial. I heard that Law and Crime is charging people $20 to use their footage. Is that true? Please tell me now. Like streamers. Okay, it says two new entries available on New York Post. They lying or it's glitching? Okay, 59 seconds ago, we actually do have a new update. Let me show y'all. Rochelle, I agree. Robin said I'm gonna need a silent retreat after this trial. Maybe. Might be in a forced one. Y'all click and make sure you are subscribed. Thanks. Exactly, Amber TSW. Look, it said that they had some update here. Can you stop? I'm serious. Can you just stop? Thank you. All right. Okay, 59 seconds ago, jury sees photos of more baby oil, toys, AR-15 parts taken during raid of Diddy's Miami home. The jury was shown photos taken during the raid showing sex toys. I wonder if it was the super pounder or whatever they called it. Ugh. What was that thing called? The images depicted upper receivers, toys, 6 bottles of baby oil, 8 bottles of Roglide, protection, platform high heels, and women lingerie. The photos were shown as a federal agent testified about the search of the Florida home. Nothing new from Inner City Press. Let's see Washington Post. Okay. Just now, we got an update from Washington Post. This is Anne Brannigan. Special Agent Gerard Gannon was asked by prosecutors to walk through some of the items found in the raid of Diddy's Star Island home last year. He testified that in the main bedroom closets, federal agents found parts of Pew 15s and corresponding accessories, such as red dot optic plates, which help the person using it to be more accurate. Photos from the same bedroom showed a column of shelves with Pew 15 components, as well as platform high heels, sex toys, baby oil, lingerie, and Astro, slip and slide. I'm trying to call it stuff that's not going to get me banned. Okay, 6 seconds ago. All right. Another tweet 6 seconds ago. Let me get to it. These magazines were loaded with ammunition. What do these show? Okay, so he did have ammunition in the magazines. What do these show? These show that the serial numbers have been cut out. Okay, that's a crime. That is a crime. Diddy tries to warm himself up in the chilly courtroom. We already saw that. It says like, it'll say like one new update, but then when you click on it, there's actually not an update. They just lying. No, a sleepful piece said, have they mentioned finding any video footage? No. No. Astroglide and Johnson & Johnson are getting so much free promo, Chitlin Juice said. That house was built entirely using AR-15. I had to pay to use their site. Who? The Times? I don't know. Maybe they not let. I don't know. Which one? Oh, New York Post? Could be. So they're just getting to the part now where they're talking about the serial numbers being cut out, being taken off of these pews. And this is something we have known, I mean, since like the announcement of this case by Damian Williams, former federal prosecutor. Okay. Interesting. Oh, this is good. Okay, hold on. We get an update here 9 minutes ago from Fox News. Homeland Security investigation agent viewed, quote, every item recovered during Diddy Miami home raid. He testified Tuesday to reviewing every item that the officers seized during the raid. He told Madison Smizer, the United States Attorney's Office, that not only was he responsible for planning and executing the raid, he was also positioned near the evidence van and he could see the evidence being retrieved. He told the court that he was responsible for viewing every single item that came into the van. Evidence was then taken to an office where Gannon went through it and organized items recovered into categories. 1,000 bottles of baby oil. 1,000 bottles, y'all. Jesus. Let's see if they lying. I bet they lying. They always lie to me over here. I am waiting for an update. Apparently one. Okay. Here's one. It could be my internet because this is apparently 12 minutes ago and I've been refreshing this. Agent walks jury through Diddy's Miami property raid. The prosecutors brought up photos of Diddy's Star Island home as FBI Special Agent Gerard Gannon explained how agents executed search warrants on the Miami property. He told the court the property's extensive size required dozens of people to search the 20-square-foot home. He noted that agents cleared the house and were assigned in teams of 2 to search each room. Photographers were taking photos of each item before they were bagged with a description of each item where it was found. Gannon said it was his job to compile an itemized list that he went through every piece of evidence to break down into categories. "12 seconds. Let's turn to 2 more exhibits. What are these? The ammunition we found. And what are these? The platform high heels. How tall are they? 7 inches. The assistant U.S. attorney said, okay, I'm done for the day. The ammunition we found here and these platform high heels, how high are they? 7 inches. I don't know why she wanted to ask how tall they were. Maybe to put in the jury's mind that they were like, so-called supposed stripper heels or whatever. I don't know though. It is Hollywood. People be wearing any heels over there. They wear the tall ones just out on the red carpet. I don't know why she asked that question. She said, "This is a good place to break for the day." What? Let's see what Washington Post said. I feel like we really didn't get that much what that man just said. Like, I feel like they were just sitting on their hands the whole time in there. Fan fiction, thanks so much for the 499 super chat. Every time you say Anne Brannigan, I think of Futurama and chuckle a little bit. Side note, you would make bank reading audiobooks. I mean, look, listen, I got a few books that might be coming out one day in my life. So maybe I'll read my own one. Thanks so much for the 499 super chat. Thank you, Marlena. BJ, Drake connected Diddy to UK through Dutch. Avely. The Carpet family. Love, love, love you. I actually commented yesterday about Wendy Williams, My Heart. Diddy connected Diddy to UK through Dutch Avely, the Carpet family. That's interesting. Thank you for the 499 super chat. I want to look into that. Did they ever charge Diddy with the weapons without the numbers? I think it's one of the predicates for the racketeering. So kinda. Oh my God. Keys to Kentucky. No, I ain't reading that out loud. You dirty. Andre Harrell, Clive Davis, Lucian Grange. I'm wondering. Well, no serial numbers is gonna be a problem, Leanne said. Uh-huh. His name is Punisher. Enough said. Guilty. You're funny. What is bad? It's really bad. Drake is involved to the eyeballs in this. And for what I've heard around the vines. Oh, no, ma'am. That's nasty. No. Thanks so much for the $5, Alex. Dutchavelli. Check out the connects between Drake and Diddy. Okay. Thanks so much for the $5 super chat. Oh, that's interesting. Wow. Y'all are saying some stuff about Drake in here. One new update. Less than a minute ago, CNN.com agents found AR-15 parts and loaded magazines in Diddy's closet. 2 magazines loaded with ammunition, 2 lower receivers in the closet. Jury was shown photos, including close-ups of the serial numbers scratched out. It's a lot more difficult or impossible to determine the owner of a fire bleep without the serial number. He held an evidence bag containing the pew pew lower receivers while on the witness stand. He testified that the AR-15s recovered from Diddy's closet could have been used as fully automatic at some point, but the safety selector lever was set to semi when HSI recovered them. Typically, they're manufactured as semi, don't have full indicator like this. So this is a different type. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Sorry, I'm just looking something up. I did want to tell y'all, oops, hold on. I did want to tell y'all, I have like probably one of the most important videos I ever made coming out today on my other channel. I want y'all to all watch it. So before I let you go, I do need to tell y'all about that. It's about astroturfing. And it plays into this case really, really good. Oh, wait, hold on. We have more updates coming in. We get the updates and then it's like, you got to get them all in or else I'm going to have to revisit tomorrow. Okay, judge dismissed the jury for today, instructing them to come tomorrow at 9 when the special agent is going to continue. He shows photo of lingerie and high heel shoes from a closet. Special agent when Homeland Security showed the jury another photo of items found in one of the closets. This time showing lingerie in several boxes of platform high heels. Gannon held up an evidence bag holding the platform high heels. Let's see if they're going to stay and argue. They do. The pew pew we found. Hold on. Oh my God, girl, please. This may go right for the day. So this is the tweet. Let's see if there's anything else, because you know they stay. All right, hold on. I'm trying to set something up here. Hold on, give me a minute. Let me go in here. Okay, I am gonna stay on for a bit longer because I do want to I want to make sure we get everything in here because I don't like feeling rushed. No, that's not what I want. Hang on. I gotta go look at something now. Shoot. I should have did this on lunch break, but oh well. What you gonna do? Do. All right, hold on one more second. All right. Do. All right, let's see if we got any more updates from Inner City Press because you know they stay in there and they argue. I think if somebody says it's all part of something bigger. And I do think it is all part of something bigger. I think they're actually trying to set maybe some type of precedence about this stuff. Something's going on. Karen said there's an insecure little boy in Diddy, and all the facade of wealth, fame, notoriety is what he used to anesthetize his insecurity. He is a troubled man, and you can't have a peaceful life when you do all these things. There it is. There it freaking is. Break for the day, like if you can. Let's see. Thanks so much, Alex, for the $5 super chat. Oh, yeah, the Dutch Valley thing. Okay, thanks so much for that. They already asked Cassie if the oil was tainted. And she said it was not, in her knowledge that she knows of. Thank you, Ravioli Kid, for the $4.99. I've been thinking Brittany has been wearing clothes provided by Diddy. They're always torn and dirty stuff. Who cares? I mean, not who cares. Who knows? Who could possibly tell? Because thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I think they need to get what was found on all the recovered devices. I hope they don't rush that part of the evidence. It's not enough, says. Cassie was just one part to this mess. The rest is about to all come out, Piper said. I absolutely love your accent, BJ. Thanks so much, Jan. It's red shoes, CC said. I've been trying to join by phone, but there's no option. Yeah, if you have an iPhone, I think you have to do it on the computer. America has a problem. Yes, they do. Definitely something bigger. If those are federal weapons, a major homeland security issue. Yeah, and like Libby. And the fact that it's like Homeland Security investigations is the one that's like a cross-border investigations. Like what the heck is that about? Like things that go across the border. Is Mustard in this chat? I'm trying to send you a I'm trying to send you something on if Mustard's in this chat, please check your text messages. Diddy didn't even know what he was doing. Can't believe prosecutors can bring things into light on the stand. They're not evidence. Can introduce. I believe if the prosecutors bring things into light on the stand, they're not in evidence. They can introduce this into evidence. I don't know what that means. Exactly. Okay, Mustard not here. Great. Where's my phone even? I don't even know where it is. Oh, well, I'm trapped then. Oh, we have an update from New York Post. All right. So 2 more updates from NBC. Let me pull that up. Court adjourned for the day. Kid Cudi expected to take the stand. See, I'm glad I waited. I just knew it. The same thing happened yesterday where I was like bored and I was like, I'm ready to get off. Kid Cudi expected to take the stand this week. If he doesn't testify tomorrow, maybe it'll be Thursday. Breaking news, everybody. Kid Cudi's about to take the stand. Some pew pew. Okay, we have another one. This is Adam Rice, David K. Lee. Some pew pew seized from Diddy by federal agents in Miami had their serial numbers scratched off, making it more difficult for authorities to trace the history of it. The federal agent said, this has to be why Homeland Security. Where did they come from? Where did they come from? And this is a unique type of pew pew because not all of these semis have the ability to indicate the semi to full autonomous, if you know what I mean. Okay, got it. Hold on. Kid Cudi expected to take the stand, y'all. One new update on the Washington Post. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah. 1 minute ago, Anne Brannigan, pew pew parts with serial numbers that have been defaced were recovered from Diddy's bedroom at Star Island Mansion last year. The defacement typically, he testified, this defacement typically occurs when a pew pew holder wants to prevent law enforcement from tracing the weapon. He also reviewed 2 magazines, he said contained 19 rounds and 10 rounds, respectively. The government ended its questioning of Gannon after drawing his attention to a pair of platform heels recovered from the home. Ooh, why are they drawing attention to these platform heels? Gannon will continue reviewing the evidence recovered from the mansion Wednesday morning. The jury has been dismissed for the afternoon. Kid Cudi is going to take the stand this week. Could be as soon as tomorrow. Could be as soon as tomorrow, everybody. I just need to point out. Kid Cudi's going to take the stand. I need some other people to start reporting on this. Oh, my God. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I knew it. This is crazy, y'all. This is truly crazy. Hold on. I'm just looking to see if anybody else is reporting on that yet. Okay, hold on. Let me go to Times. The Times, whatever that is. They have updated again. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay. Untraceable assault rifles found in Diddy's mansion. They found SEX toys, baby oil, platform high heel shoes, lingerie, and parts of several assault rifles and magazines loaded with ammunition in one of the closets of the master bedroom. The jury was shown a close-up image of one of the AR-15s, which had its serial number scratched off. Law enforcement was unable to identify the maker. Wow. Gannon held up a bag of evidence in court. The judge has now called an end to the day's proceedings. And thank you, Miss Molly. I wonder if the high heels are going to be white. I don't know what color they're going to be, girl. Thank you so much for that super chat. And I want to let y'all know I have another video premiering right now. It's probably one of the most important videos, not only that I will ever make, but like possibly that you can possibly watch. I cannot express or underestimate the importance of this video. Okay. So let's all head over there right now. If you just stay in the chat right now, you're going to be redirected. Let's all go over there today. Please. I am asking you. I really, really want you to watch this video. It's very important. It's about AI chatbots. It's about Reddit, how it's did a study, all of that stuff. It's the video about that. I've been advertising it all day. Let's go over there. It's premiering right now. See you there. Love you, mean it. Okay, bye. Oh, see you tomorrow, bright and early, 9 a.m.